All right, so you're thinking about moving to Portland, or you already live here and you're thinking about either building an ADU or finding a house with an ADU. This is going to be the 100% ADU video, so stay tuned. What's up, everybody? My name is Jackson Ray Wilkey.
And Jesse Ray Dow.
And we are the Real Agent Now group right here in the Portland Metro. If this is your first time to this channel and you seriously want to learn everything about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, and ADUs, then make sure you tap that subscribe button. Click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. We are getting a ton of phone calls, emails, and text messages every single day and about these ADUs. So if you are thinking about moving, relocating anywhere in the Portland Metro or Vancouver, Washington, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send the pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to the Portland Metro. So this is something that we literally get questions all the time about, and it's the ADUs. There's great potential here. There's positives, there's negatives. We're going to dive into everything you need to know about ADUs. So in order to do this, we just want to start with the very, very basics. What areas of the Portland Metro are you seeing the majority of these ADUs?
Yeah, the hottest places I'm seeing the majority of the ADUs are definitely in Southeast Portland, Northeast Portland, and some in North Portland as well.
Okay, so what is a typical ADU structure?
Yeah, so the typical ADU structure that I'm seeing, a garage that has been converted into a secondary living space. Typically it's for, an in-law, college age kids, but majority of people are actually turning them into like rental potential, whether it's for Airbnb or long-term tenants.
So we are right here in Alberta Arts, and we just found an amazing example of what it looks like from a house that has a driveway in the back to a shed. Probably was a parking pad at one point, but this neighbor turned their parking pad into an ADU, which they're probably using for Airbnb or a long-term rental potential. So it's definitely something that you're seeing a lot in this area because land is so expensive and it's so tight down here. Anything that you can do to put an ADU in, people are definitely doing it.
More than likely, I'd say 90% of the people are using them for Airbnb and short-term rentals. But in Portland, you do need to have a special permit for that through the companies that manage the Airbnbs. And as long as you're living on premise or you have a long-term renter inside, getting that permit is, I think, around $1,200 a year. And if you weren't to live there and do short-term rental, the permit's about 15 grand, but they only allow so many per square blocks. So all of those are pretty much gone in the city. So you're definitely going to have to find a long-term tenant before you're able to get the short-term permit. Unless you're actually living in the house, then it's no big deal.
What goes really into building this ADU in the backyard or in the garage? What goes into that?
Yeah, it's actually quite a process. You got to first you got to get a designer to design the plan, and you need to get permits from the city. Whether that's you're gonna have to put a main water line from the city meter off to your house. You're gonna have to get electrical permitting. You're gonna need to get the plumbing permitting, everything that goes in, construction permit, to build that ADU. And not only that, plus you're going to look at building costs. So actually, from what I've heard, is that ADUs can cost anywhere from, $80,000, and that'd be like a real cheap one if the structure was already there and the permitting was really inexpensive, all the way up to, I've heard them costing $200,000.
As you can see, these are very traditional style homes. They're all going to be 2 to 4 bedroom homes with full basements. Great opportunities for ADUs. As you can see right there down this driveway, they put a beautiful ADU with a, it looks like it might be 2 units down there.
Yeah, like you said, that's one of the best ADUs I've ever seen. Looks like it's 2-story, so they took a single car garage and they actually just probably renovated it, made it 2-level. You could rent out 2 spots in that or have one big killer ADU. It's not impossible, and we're actually seeing a lot of this. So it's definitely doable, but let's say we don't want to build that structure in the backyard or get an independent structure or the garage. What's the best situation for an ADU?
Yeah, if I was looking for myself, or I was instructing a family member to get a house that they were looking for a secondary living space to turn into like an Airbnb, I would highly recommend finding a house with a full basement. The reason why is because you already have plumbing running to the house. You've already got electrical in the house. you've already got the space. So if you're not expanding square footage, you don't need to get a construction permit. More than likely, you're probably just going to have to get a plumbing permit if you're expanding the plumbing. Most of the places with full basements have, water sources and bathrooms and showers all the way down in the basement, and the electric's already there, so it's very, very simple to convert a full basement into a full living space. You might need to add an access point and an egress window, but, that all just goes into looking at the design of the home. But, majority of the ADUs that I'm seeing are not really ADUs, secondary living spaces, are the basements converted.
Are they renting out as well as a separate, dwelling unit?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So I just left a spot before I got on this video. It was an ADU in the basement of a home in North Portland off Williams, hot Boise neighborhood. The house was $750. It was 4 beds upstairs, which is a highly desirable thing because you got the master up there with 2 full baths, so the whole family can live up there. Then you got the main floor living, and then in the basement they converted it into a studio, and they were getting between $60 and $100 a month or a night on that ADU. But through the whole year, they had the financials. They were getting $30,000 almost in 2019, which equates to $2,500 a month. A studio apartment over there would probably bring you about $1,000 to $1,200 a month. So the yield is so much greater on short term, and that's what we've been talking about, and why so many of our clients are really getting into the short term game is because there's so much more money to be had in these short term rentals.
And this area that he's talking is literally, you can dang near walk to downtown Portland, but you're literally in the hot spot of Northeast and Southeast Portland areas. So yeah, that just is, we get this question all the time. And when we think ADU, we're always thinking of that outside dwelling unit, another one that's built there, or the garage. But these basements, and there's a lot of them in those areas, are really good opportunities that's going to eliminate that. But Jesse, okay, we don't want to be in Northeast Portland, Southeast Portland. We're kind of digging the suburbs. Is there any new construction ADUs?
Yeah, and this is actually something I'm super stoked about because we have so many clients that relocate here, and they're always hitting us up and they're asking us, is there any granny flats, they call them, or in-law suites? They say they can't find them, but there's actually 2 new developments out in Hillsborough, in the South Hillsborough development, that are now building houses. They're called generation homes, where it has a full detached home. It's 4 bedrooms, 2,500 square feet, and then it has a full attached ADU. It's actually out back and is attached to the home, but it has its own living space, own access, bedroom, kitchen, all that stuff. And these houses are starting off in the $600,000 range. And I think it's just an amazing option for people that want new construction and they need to bring an in-law with them, or they're planning on having an in-law come and live with them in the future. The thing I will say, though, is the only downfall on these new construction homes and the developments they're built in are that they don't allow rentals in there or for the first year of ownership. So, and as far as short-term rentals go, it's highly prohibited. So, unless you're getting sneaky, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, but we do. The majority of ours are bringing in-laws or bringing a nanny. And so if you want the new construction, want the suburbs, this was something we just found out. We've been doing a ton of research on this for our clients. And so we have found that. There's one other area, too, for the Washington people, correct?
Yeah, so there is the same builder is building up in 2 sites, one in Vancouver and one in Ridgefield. So, if you want that those tax breaks in Southwest Washington, it's an amazing spot to get up there and get those homes built with the ADUs.
I'm looking for a house with an ADU, Northeast or Southeast Portland. What's my starting lowest price point to get into one?
Yeah, if you're looking for a house with an ADU, you're probably going to expect to pay probably $700,000 baseline and up from there. But like I said, one of those ADUs, if it generates you $30,000 a year, and that's $2,500 a month, that's almost paying 2/3 of your mortgage payment, which is amazing, on a $700,000 loan.
Yeah, so right here, this is a brand new modern infill. You have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath up top, and they sold a separate 1-bedroom condo down below that could be an ADU, but it was sold as 2 separate different entities. So the top one, the 2-bed, 2-bath, was sold at $600,000, and then down below, the 1-bedroom, 1-bath ADU was sold at $350,000. So there's definitely a lot of room over here for great opportunities if you have in-laws, if you need a nanny quarters, or if you just want an income-producing property.
So these are out there. Jesse's Hound Dog and all these potential ADUs. That's just a conversation. You need to reach out to us. We are boots on the ground here in Portland. to find these. So they are popular, but that is what we do.
Yeah, we've closed a couple of short-term rentals this year. Clients are extremely happy. Getting that thing fully furnished, actually, I was pretty surprised. It only cost our clients $30,000 on a brand new construction for all the furnishings, and that included artwork as well. We've had other clients buying houses with ADUs attached and renting those out, and they've been extremely satisfied. So we definitely know what we're looking for. Our clients are extremely happy. Some of them never even come here and see the house. We just take care of it from start to finish. So we just got another review I saw today where we took care of an entire purchase for a client, start to finish. They never saw it until they came back to move in. So, we definitely have the system dialed in, and people are really, really just reaping the rewards.
And in order to reap those rewards, well, you've got to reach out to us. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send us the pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to the Portland Metro. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.